Okay, Dean, so we've spoken to all of the other coaches about World Cup. How excited are you about the tournament kicking off tomorrow?
Yeah, it's about time. It was happening, to be honest with you. There's been a lot of hype about it. There's been a lot of prep, and the way it's been building up, it's been fantastic. So being there and 24 hours away, absolutely brilliant.
It's come a long way since it started. Did anybody really think that it would ever grow into as big an event as it is?
No, I mean, '87 was involved in the World Cup, and sort of 6-8 weeks beforehand, we didn't know whether it was going to kick on, and whether it was definitely going to happen that year, and then secondly whether it would happen 4 years later, let alone sort of 20, 30 years later, and it's a massive event now. It really is. The generated income is somewhere in the region of £2 billion for the country, which is an awful lot of money. But it's the interest in the sport itself, which is the big thing, and it just grows and grows and grows. It's an unbelievable event now.
And we're seeing that down the road. 3 games at a city that, if you believe what you're led to believe, isn't a rugby city. All 3 of them sort of going to be 50,000 plus. It's, as you say, a big opportunity to grow the game in the country and in the region, isn't it?
Yeah, hugely. I mean, when Scotland play down there, they may as well switch the lights off in Scotland as they come over the border. So there'll be nobody left up there, and there'll be a huge amount of Scots here. The South Africans will bring their own contingent. In that southwest corner of London alone, there's 1 million South Africans just about, and there'll be 20 or 30,000 coming over from South Africa. So their support up here will be absolutely huge, and they can drink as well. So there'll be a massive party atmosphere here, and then obviously they'll go and do battles. So I think there's some big games up here. The Tonga New Zealand game, that's going to be an extraordinary event. Not quite in the massive venues and the places that New Zealand are used to. So I think it gives Tonga a little bit of an edge being up here in Newcastle. I'm not saying they'll beat them. They might not, but they'll really run them close, I think.
And are there any others like that sort of maybe aren't the headline grabbers, but are worth a watch from an entertainment perspective or just a pure rugby perspective?
They're the ones for me, and I like this. Actually, the ones up in Newcastle that I think are 3 great games, and so in that respect, I'm looking forward to those. There's others elsewhere, but I think we've probably got the pick of them all. The other ones is obviously pool in the pool with England, and it's just what happens there, and whoever comes out on top of that pool, I think, is probably my favourite to win the World Cup.
And for you as Director of Rugby, how pleased are you that there's 9 of our boys involved in the tournament? I mean, even in the height of sort of Johnny Wilkinson being here and, Toby Flood and Jamie Noon, the club I don't think's ever contributed so many people to a World Cup tournament. That's got to be sort of something that you take a degree of pride in.
Yeah, a degree of pride and satisfaction. It causes a little bit of consternation in terms of people being away, a little bit of disruption, but at the same time, you accept that, and for the sake of actually the boys getting out there and representing their country, which is the be all and end all, and so yeah, I mean, 9 people away, absolutely brilliant. It's also an opportunity for the youngsters back here to stake a claim as well. So yeah, it's a good time in that respect.
And the tough question: if you're going to pick a team at this point before a ball's being kicked, who do you think is going to go on and do the job? I
think it'll be between England and Australia. I think they're probably the 2 teams that I would pick. England, home soil. Whoever comes top of that pool will I think, go on to win to be in the final. Anything can happen in the final, and I think they could probably win it.